Hmm. Good Sherlock. Good, Roddy. Good, what's good, what's good? This is Tuesday, October 28th, I believe. Gotta be bullish today, for sure. So, pick up the phone? What? What? How do you get the negative numbers on the fib? You just, you go to the settings and you put the -1. You know why we rushed at 9 a.m.? What? It continues higher, looks for a retrace? Good question. If it is going to retrace, I'd rather just wait for that and look for a continuation long than try to trade a retrace. Which prop am I using now? Right now, I'm using Alpha Futures and Funded Next and Apex, but right now I'm only trading Alpha Futures and Funded Next. I do not know the scene, no. Hopefully, you can see the bias on screen if you follow the bullet points. Or I should say the game plan. Do we have Alpha Futures news today? Is the question. Or no news today as well. Low hanging fruit means like keep it simple. It means it's a trade setup where the objective is like 1 or 2 R away. Like it's right there. You really can't be aiming for too much on a day like this. If price was to retrace in 5 minutes, you look to continue submersion. If price was to retrace in 5 minutes. If it was below 930, yeah. Oh, you have to deviate the legs that are the low of a certain time, you know? Not just any leg. So if we went below 930, that was your retrace. Yep, I would project that high. Let me dump the pre-market plan in here. I have something really good coming up. I'm going to make something really, really useful. Okay, and then, all right, putting that in my pre-market plan. We are rejecting 2.5 standard deviations. Sure. The Notion journal, I'm still, I have it finished. I'm testing it to make sure that it's not missing anything. Because a lot of the time I make a journal and then I realize I forgot something and I have to go fix it. And a lot of the time people won't know how to do it. This is more of like a complex journal. Because it has multiple sections. If you don't know how to use Notion, you're going to be lost because you have right. So this is your hub where you can access any of your like settings. Like if you want to see just your trades, you can come here. You can see just your trades. If you want to look at just your reflections, you can come here. This is your account tracker. So if you have any funded or evals, if they're in progress, the day you started them, etc., etc. You can keep track of your balance of those accounts. Then you have a daily checklist. But this is the page where you can access everything. It's all here. So deal with that. So I got to make sure I finish everything. Make sure I finish everything. I kind of like the old-fashioned Vincent, but I appreciate you, bro. This template link, like I said, I'm gonna release it probably like this Friday, so we can all have it ready for November. I just need to test it and make sure it's working good. Are those standard deviations or fib extensions? I'm confused. No, okay. You're using the Fibonacci tool to draw out standard deviation projections. Okay, it's not a fib extension. A fib extension, like an actual Fibonacci retracement, would be like this, where you have a range that we retrace to, and then how much can we go higher? Well, you would look at negative 0.27, negative 0.68, 1, 2, 3, just like ICT taught it. This is a fib extension. However, you are using a Fibonacci tool here, but this is a standard deviation projection. It's a little bit different. You would use them for two different things. We bullish or bearish? I'm bullish, but like I said, all the annotations are here. I took long. If you caught the London CISD, bro, holy shit. I mean, actually, I lied. It's only 80 points. It looks like it's so much. It's not even that much, but still, we take those. Settings for a Fibonacci extension. I'll show you my fib settings. This is for a fib. If you trade with Fibonacci retracements, golden pocket, golden zone, optimal trade entry, whatever you want to call it, these are my personal settings. And move it to the right. Yes, sorry. I'll show you how to mark it out. Yes. So if you want to use a fib, you would do something like this. So you mark out the low to the high of the range, and you want to see a retracement, right? So if you're bullish, you're not expecting this low to get taken. That's why you're anchoring it here. And the market pulls back into optimal trade entry, which is 618, 705, and 786. And then if we go above the high, how much higher can we go based on this Fibonacci retracement? 0.27, 0.68, 1. Those are your targets. ITT used to trade just like this. He would partial here, 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 and then runner, runner. Yes, Fibonacci retracement is separate from a standard deviation projection. They're two different things. But on TradingView, the tool, the tool itself, like the TradingView tool, the way you mark out, you have to use this Fibonacci tool. There's no other tool to mark out these projections. So Fibonacci retracement, Fibonacci extensions, and standard deviation projections are two different things. But to draw them on TradingView, you have to use the same tool with different settings. Of course, it doesn't mean prices will go up, but just for logical sense. Longing, right, boys? We're gonna look for longs. It's good, Finn. I don't know how to trade NQ when it's going up. Practice. Go back in time and practice when Nasdaq's pumping all-time highs. Someone said check gold. Let's check gold real quick. Retracement continues. You could try to start forming a bottom, although I'd argue this potentially could be a bear market. What you would want to do in gold here, if you trade ICT, is look at your 20-day look back. Boom. And if that's not relevant, I mean, see, we're already really extended. So either we form a bottom now, or this is probably all going to get taken. I wouldn't fight it, personally. YM. I really don't like looking at YM, but sure, we'll look at YM. Yeah, YM just doing the same thing as NQ and ES, although way higher. When is the iPad giveaway? We're going to give away the iPads on Friday. What is the settings difference? This is the settings for a standard deviation projection. Good only meant then. Judas Ring Traders A, man. I'm just eating a sandwich. It's always going to be sandwich, eggs, or cereal. I haven't had a different breakfast like so long. It's gonna be a tough market, but you'll hit the like button. Appreciate you, bro. All right. Pre-market highs. I'm gonna assume we do not take pre-market lows, but if we do, over here, I would love that. Take pre-market lows, but not this low. Contrarily, or we just have this 15-minute gap in here. That alone could just send price higher. I would prefer us take the low, but I don't mind longs from the 15 either. Not ideal. We could come all the way back here. I don't mind it. I'm not even going to mark it out. I'm just going to wait. Also, we're probably going to skip opening range. We're going to wait for the macro to take our first trade. So I'll keep chat open for a bit. And then we'll minimize. Because I'm probably not going to trade the first, I'm not going to trade the opening range. The first 30 minutes, maybe the first 15 at least. Too much expansion going into 9:30 for me to expect something clean. Today's not safety protocol, so based on the economic calendar, but we should probably only look for an A+ trade today because this shit is very hard to, not hard to trade, but there isn't 10 a.m. news. Nothing significant, at least. Consumer confidence is tentative, and we have Richmond Manufacturing Index. It's an A plus. An A plus can look like many different things. But when the objective is really obvious and we're at a key time and the model forms nicely, those three things means good trade. I didn't take any trades yesterday, no. Just ended up tape reading. Nothing I was too convinced of. Although, could argue I missed my 1050 macro protraction model. That was pretty clean. Which ES is this? This is NASDAQ. The right chart is ES. Gold might be bearish. It looks pretty bearish. I'll only skim through the Dow. I won't like keep it open. All right, opening range gap, closing price, opening price. So we're going to be patient. We initially open up, taking out the pre-market highs. Anyone who shorted early, it would have been stopped there. And I have this imaginary 26,100 level. Just the next whole number. Good night, love you, can't be bothered. Yeah, I don't blame you, bro. I'm going to be honest. It's not something I would look to trade, but it's possible that we respect this fair value gap and never go below. It really is possible, unfortunately. But we're going to wait the first 30 minutes. We're simply going to wait the first 30 minutes. Yeah, it's lame. It is what it is. Listen, not trading is a lot more important than trading. I'll tell you that much. There's always going to be an opportunity. Always, always, always. Trading macro only? No. But we are waiting for the macro today, at least the first macro. It's not that I'm only trading the macro, it's that I need to wait the first 15 minutes at least just to see what happens in the opening range because we've already moved so much going into 9:30. I'm shorting the tops, overbought. Good luck, brother. I hope it works out for you. ES is less volatile. This is what it's supposed to look like. Missing out is better than losing, yeah. Dollar cost averaging in. Good luck, bro. I hope it plays out for you. I agree. We are in a very, very deep premium. But it's a premium market, you know? Just because we're in premium doesn't mean we have to go. Last day to pass eval, full port, long or short, you call. Well, does it have to be this minute right now? I would wait a bit. I generally think if you full port long or short right now, either way you blow the account before you pass. Just wait a little bit. It's your last day. Take the best setup that forms today. This orange juice goes fucking hard, bro. It's so good. All right, trading back down. The thing is, overbought doesn't mean shit. Overbought doesn't mean we're gonna go down. It's overbought. It's bullish as fuck. You know? And what does that even mean? Overbought. Says who, bruh? Who says overbought? What does that even mean? What's overbought? Too many people bought the Nasdaq. You think they give a fuck, bro? Like who decides? This is too much. Yesterday it wasn't that much, but today that shit was too much buying. It's the Nasdaq, bro. This shit trends all-time highs since the beginning of time and will continue to do so. Yep, Org 50 is always in play. You can make a model out of that. You can make a model out of shorts to Org 50. Like I said, me personally, I'm waiting the first 15 minutes. Then we'll minimize chat and lock in. I'm looking for a higher probability long. We're going to have to be really patient. Trading back and after back. Like I said, there is a chance we genuinely don't go below at all. Although I prefer somewhere in here. Yes is not a barcode. It's moving lower as well. Yep, it's going to touch the 15. Now I'd want to see something like this. If we really want to be perfect, even something like that would be like this would be A plus. If this happened inside the macro, I'd long no problem. Parceling out. I told you. Buddy, you called a 40-point move. Probably not even. What's the flex? If you're gonna say Nasdaq's overbought, we're gonna move lower. That doesn't mean I'm calling a 40-point move short. If Nasdaq's overbought and it's gonna move lower, that means it's gonna move lower, buddy. Why it's gonna move low? Not just this could be a retracement, bro. This is 40 points, bro. I can long. I wasn't calling a crash. I got you. All right, all right. My bad. You're right. You were not calling a crash. I mean, I didn't mean crash. Why you shake? Am I shaking my leg? I don't know. So what's this? I'm liking levels here. There's a lot of stuff in here that we could find sensitivity at. I think it's just you. Good shit, William. Proud of you for trusting yourself. I'm funded and I'm up, bro. Let's get it. What's up, bro? Why are you lunging at all-time highs? Cry emoji, cry emoji. This is Nasdaq, yes. We're gonna treat this as a retracement, and we're gonna try to pick a bottom. Just got to be patient. Like I said, nothing's changed. We went up. We came right back down to where we started at 9:30 open. I want to see a manipulation lower, like ES. Appreciate you, Zohair. We might be going to the 5-minute FAG to the lower one. It's possible. If I had to make my best guess, honestly, I think it stays really, but like it doesn't spend that much time in here at all, if even. I prefer it go here. But we'll have to wait and see. Do you want London lows? Ooh. I don't know about London low. I'm not saying you shouldn't aim for that. Me personally, I don't think London lows will get taken. The most I would expect today is probably nothing more than this. And even that's a stretch. But ES looks really bearish right now. So we'll see. We're just waiting. Probably waiting till 10 a.m. Yeah, Spoos might go lower. Spoos is doing his own thing. Yeah, I mean, today we're going to be trading under the assumption that London low is not likely to get taken. With that probability in mind, I don't think anything's leading. I don't think anything's happening right now. We're just sideways. Well, ES is going lower, but ES is doing its own thing. It's just decoupled. There's no leader. Leader would be if they're both going lower, then obviously ES. This isn't something I would trade, but we can tape read a potential order block here if we get it. We'd have to close below. Again, nothing here for me. We're probably going to have to wait for the first macro. If not, wait till 10 a.m. Maybe silver bullet model. We got to engineer liquidity. The reason why you don't want to trade the first 30 minutes is a lot of people trade in the first, like as soon as 9:30 opens, they place trades. It's a really good time to engineer liquidity. And if we're in all-time highs, well, we have to engineer liquidity. We literally have to. That's exactly what happened yesterday. We had to put in highs and lows that did not get taken so that we could then run on them later. So if you have a large expansion and we took out a lot of liquidity, you want to wait for more liquidity to be engineered. That's the idea here. So we're waiting for around 10 a.m. Yep, you can use this as first presented. I don't know. I'm not going to mark one out. I'm just going to... This fair value gap's obvious to me, so we're going to keep that annotated. I'm not going to mark out this or this. You can if you want. ES has a really clean, obvious one. Just use that. 935. I didn't mark this out as first presentation. Just the fair value gap. I see they're kind of doing their own thing right now. That's hands off. For the next best option, do you want easy payout that's less money or hard payout that's more money? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Not that much harder. You just need 5 winning days. But the consistency rule, the legacy eval is what's harder. You can't pass in one trade. I mean, 40% consistency on eval. I've never tried my fund futures, no. Well, I've got an account with them once or twice, but I just blew it and I didn't pass, and then I just gave up. Stuck to my other firms. Wait, they removed consistency rule on eval or on funded? I thought they removed it on funded. Yeah, which is fine. It's all up to you. It's up to you guys. I really like the rapid personally, but you can go legacy. Look how they're doing separate things. Just wait. We're engineering liquidity. I don't know. It's really no telling. ES took out the sell side over here. So if you guys can't see my second screen, I recommend you come to YouTube chat, because on YouTube you can see both screens. You can see both screens on YouTube. I risk like 125, 150 as fan. Anywhere from 100 to 150. If using 25K. Oh, notice how we didn't get the OB here? Just waiting. I hope we put in equal highs here. That's what I'd want to see. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna wait for that. I think Legacy is cheaper actually. But for me, it's the evals. Like, I really can't be asked for a 40% consistency on eval. What's good, Paul? What is the level for first deviation? I'm not sure what you mean by first deviation, but I'll put it like this. We can make it this simple. If this is our low and we're gonna go above this high, how much higher can we go? I'll put it like this. I don't think this is our low, but let's say hypothetically, if this is your low and we're gonna break above this high, how much higher can we go? 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, 1. Earlier, I was looking at this because, well, this low is probably the low. And now you can do this two ways. I like to do it based off of opening price here, which is some ICT sauce. That's 2.5. Next level will be 3, which is going to be right around here. So 26,100 is key. You shorted the wrong pair. I don't think anyone could have really assumed that ES was going to do this. So when you journal that trade, don't just say, oh, I should have shorted ES. Yeah, that's super hindsight. There's really no way you could have known that ES was just going to dump while NQ did this. In my opinion, it just wasn't the best short to begin with. But I could be wrong. You journal it how you got to journal it. You don't have to listen to me. Bro, market weird. You just gotta wait. Like, we already expected this consolidation going into 9:30, right? Nothing new. We can go as high as Nvidia and Apple, Tesla want to go. Valid. Yesterday, the daily candle closed on previous day, so today go long. That's not a bad way to go about it. Discord is free. It's in bio if you want. Do you trade ES? I only take trades on the Nasdaq personally. I used to. Maybe I'll get back into it one day, but for now, we're just gonna stick with just NQ. So we're just waiting. That coup inversion, I don't know what that is, bro. Okay, but just do as you think so. Today's longs. I'm gonna be waiting for a long personally. Would you put first prez? I wouldn't. If I had to, I would use this. Or just find a clean one on the 2-minute. Use this 2-minute one. But I wouldn't. The way I see it is first presentation is a tool. And if I'm gonna have to pick between 3 fair value gaps and not a single one of them is clean, okay, why am I gonna pay attention to it, you know? I have a plethora of tools I can use. Some of them a lot cleaner than others. I'll just use that to help me navigate what's going to happen. You know, if you want to navigate strength versus weakness, I got a plethora. So I only mark first presentations when it's like really clear. Like, it's the first one. It's nice. There's no debate. That's when I'll use it. Anyways, so we're waiting. Probably going to wait till 10 a.m. unless we can start, manipulating out these lows potentially. So just patience. Already expecting this to be sideways. Not really eventful. Now, you could get in short here if you wanted to target these lows, but that's not my style. I would rather wait and see whether or not the lows get taken, and if so, if they offer an opposing price run. That's my style. But if it's your style to target, you can. You can trade the sell side of the buy side model. So I would look at this low. This low is like low hanging fruit. But really, what I would want to see, yeah, I guess probably not much more than that. It's not ideal. We'll just wait. What I'd want to see now is something like this. Yep, ES at midnight open. We're trading the Nasdaq. Still kind of choppy in here. Trading back into that inversion and the bearish fair value gap in here. That could set the stage for lower prices. Not something I'm looking to trade though. That's your fair value gap. So we have to wait till 10. We'll wait till 10. 950 macro currently. Pretty good speed from there. All right. I want to see at least this low. I mean, if we don't at least take this one, I don't even think we're going to be able to take a reversal. We'd have to wait for something up here. So if we can get below these lows, at least, we can start potentially looking to frame something. Maybe an end dog tap. Good top tick. Nothing yet. Just waiting. Waiting till 10 a.m. Simple. NDOG stands for New Day Opening Gap. We often refer back to it post 9:30. So I'll just be paying attention to that, see if we want to get there. I want to see this like die through. The more aggressive we go down, the better. And then something like this. None of this like weak. Like I want to really induce that stuff. And I think for simplicity's sake, let's just mark out this fair value gap. As this one was used to set the low, it's key. So waiting for it to dive lower. 10 a.m. is coming. My entry checklist is very small. I just have to have a draw. And then if it's a reversal, CIC. If it's a protraction, I'll take an OB. That was at 10 a.m. We finished the first 30 minutes. Now, usually by 10 a.m., we have enough liquidity engineered to start targeting some trade ideas. Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes the market will stay sideways or the manipulation will occur at 10:30. Now that's really more rare. It usually doesn't get extended that far. So hopefully, we don't get like an A+ setup. Like if we get something like this, and then we get something like this, okay, sure, that's fine. We'll have to try twice, but hopefully not. IFG only on a protraction model for me. We'll see if we can frame this. We're inside the macro still. We do take out that. No, we still haven't really taken that. I want to see it like really go through. Your 15-minute gap. I'm liking what I'm seeing. It's got to be a little bit quicker. $250 sounds like a good number to risk, yeah. 50K funded or eval? On a funded, I like to risk less, but it's up to you how much you risk. Appreciate you, Sonu. Okay, we get 0.25 org, and we take out the low. Like I said, I personally want to see this dive lower, like really dive lower, but we'll see. This would be a good time to see something like, you know, I want to see another low get put in, like a breaker, not just low, higher. You know, I want to see it. On first XFA, nervous? Start with one micro. If you're a little bit nervous, you may not be able to trade as well, so just break the nerves. Don't worry about the money. Just try taking a really good trade with one micro. Once you get used to it, take more. What we want to see now is how far down do we trade into this? Do we find sensitivity in the upper quadrant? So, what was that? 2024? Something like this. Those are the upper quadrant of the 50-minute fair value gap. But notice how it's slowing down in here? That's fine. And let's say hypothetically market pumps here. The only trade I could take is a protraction. I wouldn't take the reversal. I would just take the protraction. Um, and we can make this real simple. Just mark out this. So if it makes a CISD here, whoa, that's a candle. Um, like I said, it'd have to be a protraction. Hmm. Anyone who had a trailed stop here or here, that candle probably got you. I'm not gonna say that candle definitely got you. Um, you clicked buy right before. Nice, bro. So if we can get a protraction model, I mean, I would take it. It's probably not gonna form though, if I'm being honest. Just gonna have to wait and see. That candle kind of makes things difficult. We're just back into that original consolidation, which is fine. Engineer liquidity. Now we engineered liquidity here on that explosion. I really like a scenario like this. I'm gonna be honest. Like I really like a scenario like that. It might be asking for too much. Code promo. My code is Gatie. And and I am giving away, you never heard this before, 2 iPads. Not one iPad. 2 iPads. 2 iPads. And we're gonna give away 2 iPads on um on Friday. So if you use my code, let me know. I'll add you. I want to see this dive lower. 2 MacBooks? I don't even have a MacBook. I mean, I do, but it's a really old one. I will have one for when I travel. In December, around Christmas time, I'm gonna go to New York. Um, Still gonna trade. But I'll have to trade on a MacBook. Gonna wait till 10. Your session in New York, exactly. Exactly. This is, I mean, we definitely haven't missed anything yet. What was that move? Could have been anything. Could have just been NASDAQ doing its thing. Yep, I'll go to the stock exchange. Go to the NASDAQ headquarters too. Tell them to fix PA. I got you guys. I'll tell them to just 9:30 classic AMB. You know the days back in 2022 when the market just did this pre-market and then did this and then did that and then you could just project the leg every time and it would just go to -2 deviations like 8 out of 10 times. Yeah, I remember those days too. Now you have to now you got to do shit like anticipate consolidation and freaking pre-market, you know. Nowadays like you have to figure out which session is going to print like New York. Is it lunch? Is it London? Is it pre-market? Cuz it's anything but 9:30 to 10:30. There's a thing called edge decay. Not if your edge is risk management. Think about that for a second. Think about that. No protraction model in here. We'd have to take out this fair value gap. So nothing in here still. Nothing in here. Yeah, real. If we just start looking at crude oil. Come on, those highs are smooth, man. But this shit just prints too slow. Like, are the candles even moving? What's platinum futures again? Platinum? Who the hell actually trades platinum, bro? Like, my market of choice is platinum. Look at this fucking market, bro. I mean, shit. I don't know, man. Gold. We have one game plan. I really only see myself taking a trade if only this happens. Something like this. I need another run on sell side. And I have to see it. Because if we don't move lower, then there's not really any engineered liquidity. I need to see it roll. Like, should us unprofitable just skip trading? Depends what's your goal. Is your goal to improve? I think you should sit here, practice patience. It's probably the more important than just taking a trade. Is sitting here and not taking a trade. You know? No disrespect, you missed an enter. What would I do without you, bro? Yeah, I missed 4 trades today. I missed an enter. Yeah, you're cooked, bro. You're cooked. I missed an enter. I missed. I missed out, man. It's so good. A lot of money we missed out. The family's gonna have to starve today. Nothing I can do. We missed our enter. The consolidation model. Call 206. I don't know what's wrong. You don't know what's wrong that you couldn't pick the exact bottom before an impulse leg higher? You don't know what's wrong? I think the only thing is wrong is that you're trying to pick the exact tick that formed the bottom. Well, it's not wrong, but obviously you can't expect that to happen every time. First time in drawdown for a whole month. First time you're in drawdown. That's good, man. It's a good place to be. This is where you can improve. I use trade copia. Can you become president? I would signal you guys. That's all you guys need to know. If I was president, I would signal you guys. I would tell you which stock, which time, how much to buy. Yep, I'll be trading tomorrow. Again, I don't mind us accumulating in here. In fact, I prefer us to keep accumulating. That's actually what I want to see. And then when 10:30 comes, or 10:50, give me something like this. Yeah. I'm not butthurt, bro. I was just kind of making fun of you. Because I definitely did not miss anything. In fact, the only model that really formed was this. No, that short would not even be valid because we invalidated that for value gap. So the only model that even formed for me would either be this inversion fair value gap short, classic model targeting the lows, which I wasn't bearish, so I would have never take that, and it would have been stopped out, or this CISD long. I'm going to go ahead and assume you're not telling me that this is the trade I missed, because that would not make sense. I don't know what you think I missed, but it was definitely not my model. Is there a specific time we should stop trading during New York session? Once 11:30 is done, usually the volume does drop most of the time. So if you're bad in those low volume scenarios, I would just skip lunch. The main time you don't want to trade is like 12 to 1. 11:30 to 12:30 / 12 to 1. That area. Why is bro so butthurt? Do I really seem that butthurt? What about the long and the bearish average from 946 that got inverted? This one? This long right here at 956? You could take that and hope for a 1R. It's possible. It's not the worst trade. Obviously, you gotta look at the 15-minute chart and see why did it impulse up. Brother, I don't call this an impulse up. And I know about the 15-minute fair value gap. It's not a surprise. Yeah, I didn't catch the re. 2 digits of 4 is supposed to be bad? It can be, sometimes. Yep, AS and NQ are different. We just wait for them to sync up. You just have to be patient. Just gotta be patient. What I want to see is another run on these lows. This looks like unfinished business higher. Like, trading is not patched. You just have to be patient. I'm not saying today a model is going to form, but you have to be patient. Blue rectangle, it's just an old bearish fair value gap. Not any significance. The reason I marked out this one is because this was the one that was used to trade into the 15-minute fair value gap / sell side. You missed that 50-point leg. What did you sell it? Did you buy it right here at the low and sell it right there at the high? Because that's not how I trade, bro. If I was to go long off that 15-minute fair value gap, I would have had to get in long like minimum. I would have got my fill like here. So I don't know if you put an entry right there and then take profit right there, which I highly doubt you did. You're tripping, bro. No, that guy's not trying to raise bait. He's a good guy. Anyways, I really only see myself taking one setup. Like I said, this low is gonna have to get taken. It's pretty much the only way I see myself getting in long. It doesn't. I'm not saying I expect it to, but I'm gonna have to sit here and wait for it. Volume profiles. I don't know. I don't know anything about them. It looks like that accumulation is gonna, extend to 1030, 1050. Your strategy is different than your... Yeah, I believe we have different strategies. Therefore, I didn't miss an entry. You know what I mean? The reason I don't trade ES is all my data is on NASDAQ. So I just keep it consistent. I also think it just keeps things simple. Otherwise, you're going to have to set criteria. When do I trade ES? When do I trade NASDAQ? So PA, just... I personally don't view this as hard. It's just like a no trade. You know, you just have to wait. It's bad price action, but in my opinion, bad price action is price action that keeps forming good setups and then failing. That's bad price action. This is consolidation. This isn't bad. This is just probably no trade or really patient until first trade. Bad price action would be like if we just perfectly manipulated down into the 15, tap New York open, respected org, got a beautiful CISD, and then just failed. That would suck. That's what's hard, you know. This is just boring. $9.55. This is a CISD, yeah. On a 1 minute time frame, I would view this as your order block, 100%. What a run, yeah. We're probably gonna do more than 100. Because I'm not gonna do it in when I'm in vacation, and giveaway is gonna be on Friday. Do you care about SMTs? Not a requirement for me, but I don't mind. The way I use SMTs is I'll do everything, and when I have a low that I think is protected, if there's an SMT there, great. But sometimes I don't want to see an SMT. Have you ever bought a reset? Ever bought a reset? What type of silly question is that? Of course, bro. Small 1 minute FEG first play ever deck so far. Sure. That's a tight consolidation. Again, I have to see a run lower. It's pretty much the only way. We have to take out this low. Resetting is cheaper, but you have less time. But if you plan on full porting and passing in 1 or 2 days, resetting is good. What does protected low mean? Protected low, in my definition, is a low below an opening price that sets the stage for higher prices for the rest of that candle. So for the daily candle, I'm not expecting this low to get taken. Right? That was a part of my pre-market analysis. So that means as long as I find a long setup from somewhere in here, that's a confluence for my trade. As long as it's, you get what I'm saying? This low, no SMT. Can I win that iPad? I'll pay you back monthly. Well, that would kind of defeat the purpose. And no, it'll be two random winners. That's what I'm looking for, Ronnie. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but we'll see. Can't find it. What time will you trade with news tomorrow? Tomorrow's FOMC press conference, so the live stream is going to be in the afternoon. There are only 3 days that I don't trade. Tomorrow morning is one of them. I'm going to trade the afternoon at 2:30. Do not trade from 2 to 2:30. That's really dangerous. If you're going to trade tomorrow, I would highly recommend you trade after 2:30. That's what I'm going to be doing, at least. Hopefully it's a nice FOMC. Hopefully we get a cut. Hopefully he does something crazy, like cut the rate by 0.5 or something. A little bit unexpected. And then we see some good price action or some good volume volatility. Give me that CMD. That's what I'm saying, bro. 10:30 CMD. Give me that. I'm live tomorrow, yes. I'm full porting FOMC in your name. I don't know how you're going to full port FOMC. You're probably going to get wicked, bro. Holy barcode mentor. Yeah, you gotta be patient. Hopefully, listen, if you haven't taken a trade, you should be proud of yourself, I think. Why would they cut rates? LML, they won't. I think he said he's going to cut the rates 0.25 at least, no? I don't know. I saw a post on Instagram that said like 0.25 rate cut has like a 95% chance. You use AMD? Yeah. Yep, tomorrow's going to be a PM session live. I will not be trading the live. I won't be trading any account in the morning session. Best prop firm for full porting and passing. I mean, I'd still recommend Alpha. Just because the payouts are easier. Gatie, I took a trade and set up on the day. So I took a trade and I'm up on the day. Should I still wait? You can risk some profits if you want. What's with 10:30? 10:30 is after 10:30 is important because 10:30 marks 1 hour after market open. So if for the first hour we did this, then potentially in the next hour we could expect something like that. Very simply put. So that's what we're gonna wait for, and we'll wait for 10:30. I don't want to see these highs get taken though. If these highs get taken, that probably makes my session there. Like these highs have to stay open for me to take a trade. This government shutdown is really affecting PA. I think it's almost every day like this. Wish Alpha gave more than 3 funded. I think they're gonna start doing that. I think they're gonna try to start doing 5. They'll make the max payout cap less though. I would love that personally because I don't plan on ever taking a max payout. It's not my style. There's no SMT at the highs. There might be one. If you have to look for an SMT like this, like SMT traders, man, they're crazy. Like, yeah, you could argue this is an SMT. Market will go sideways for like an hour. But, oh, SMT. I'm already in sell. Nice, good. I hope it works out, bro. As long as you follow your rules. Okay, I like that it's moving lower right now. That could potentially set a stage. I really want to see these highs get left. And really, I want to see it like... Be about to manipulate the shit out of people real quick. That would be nice. No trades for me. I have blown 10 fundeds. Any advice? You gotta tell me why you think you blew the fundeds. Why I can't give you proper advice. The green box, a 3-minute for value gap. Yeah, it's just me narrowing down the 15. Instead of marking out the whole 15, just mark out the 3-minute. That's right under the sell side. I'm personally bullish, but it's not really like a defining bias. Usually 3 minutes out of 5. The only reason I'm using the 3-minute here is because I'll explain why. This low is here. This fair value gap has not been touched before, and it's a 3-minute. On any other time frame, it has been touched. So yeah, if you want to mark it out like this, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. But I want to be pinpoint because the goal, like the narrative here was, we're likely to take this low. How much lower below this low can we go? I would expect the 3-minute gap there because it's still not touched. Does that make sense? How much lower below this low? That's always the question I'm asking. Chart looks like an ECG. You waiting for CE? No, I'll never wait for CE of a gap to get touched. The only time I'll use CE of a gap as a like waiting for it to get touched, is if I'm bullish and we have a bearish gap, I'll look to take profits around CE. That's it. Realistically, I'll probably be already out of the trade. If I'm bullish, I'll never wait for CE. You do not want to see CE if you're bullish. What the fuck is trading about? Managing risk. Making more when you're right and losing less when you're wrong. That's what trading's about. I have a question. The New York session starts at 8:30 or 9:30. The New York session starts. Okay. New York session starts at 8:30 because if that's when news usually comes in. 8:30. Okay. However, at 9:30, that's when the stock exchange opens. So regular trading hours, New York session is 9:30 start. Both are important times because 8:30 is when they start pumping shit. That's when news comes in. You use order flow only in the ICT sense, not actual order flow. What's your thoughts on Tradeify? Tradeify is just like a little bit better of an Apex, but less accounts. Like a little bit better rules, but only 5 accounts. Pretty much the exact same as Apex. So we start trading at 9:30. It's up to you, man. You can trade any time of the day you want. I personally only trade after 9:30. It depends. Are you interested in something? There's one scenario that I'm waiting for, and it's gonna look something like this. And I probably shouldn't marry it. We have to stay open, but that's what I'm waiting for. What is the chop? What is this chop called Trump? I'm sure he'll say something soon. He'll be on vacation or something, bro. Or the FUG. Oh, middle point. Yeah, that's what CE is. Yeah. Okay. Okay, let me make it very clear. Price does not need to take this low. It does not. When I say I want to see something, it doesn't mean I think it's going to happen. It means if I'm going to be a participant, I need to see this sell side get taken. The reason I want to see this sell side get taken, because if we don't dive lower, then there's no engineered liquidity here. We need the market to really sell off aggressively, quickly, so people go short and put stops here. If we don't get a speedy move lower, there's no liquidity here. Like, yeah, it's a high, there's liquidity, but it's not strong, you know? I want to see like a real send price lower so that people place stops here, in the algorithm sense, and then we can target that. If we're just going sideways, yeah, I mean, there's probably stops here, but is it significant? No, I'm also not trying to capture a trade from this low to this high. It's pointless. So I want to see this really send lower so people think it's bearish. And then if we get confirmation that, in fact, this was a manipulation, that would be great. This is also your opening range low, so it is a key low. The green is a 3-minute bullish fair value gap below the low. We don't even need that. We go higher from here? It's possible. Not something I'm interested in, but it's possible, of course. Go with yellow. I almost always trade on the 1 minute, but I always scan through. Yeah. Just like ICT taught the consolidation OB. When you have consolidation, as in the market dives lower, that up close candle before the dive lower, that's your order block. So I want to see this really go lower. Like dive, like big body candles all the way down. In fact, if you're really, it's not something I would take, but we can tape read a trade like this, 1R, potentially. Not really something I would ever take, but it's not even worth tape reading, I'm gonna be honest. Like there's one scenario I'm looking to be a participant of if it forms, and that's that. We're waiting for that. I really don't see myself taking anything else. And we may come down here and it may not form, and that's okay. That's okay too. But we'll wait. Why do you use so many different colors? Different colors mean different time frame FPG? Nope, just different purposes. 100% could respect the FPG and go up. Yep, you're right. You were 100% right. Just about probabilities. I would rather take a long after this low gets taken than take a long from this fair value gap. Yes, this one could play out, but what are the two scenarios, in my opinion? We take a long from here, looking for this, or if this happens, what's better? What's a better trade? This one. For me. Maybe not for you, and that's fine. But for me, this one's better. So I'm going to sit here and wait for the better option. That's what patience is. Patience is waiting for the better setup. Yeah, it could go long here, but I don't want to waste my risk on this setup when I know the other setup, if it forms, is better. It may not form, and that's fine. You don't have to trade every day. But if it does, I want to make sure I have still risk that I can put up. Now, you can get into stuff like how many times do you want to risk. Maybe you want a long here, and if it fails, well, then you just long again. Normally, that's something I usually do, but today's a day where I'm only looking for A+, so we have to wait for the second option, right? Bro, you just need TikTok followers. I would like TikTok followers. Doesn't sound like a bad thing. Could you make the case we are holding 1 hour FPG? Yep, 100%. 100%. I would expect it to hold, as a matter of fact. This shit don't work. It's like one day we have consolidation. All right, it's 10:30. Yep, there is an inversion for value gap in there. So this is actually one of my models long. Um, I still can't take it. I'm gonna be honest. It's not A+, but that is technically one of my models. There's an S&P at the highs. It's kind of a red flag model. The S&P is like this. We just wait. To me, that's just a return to the propulsion block here. Nice. This is good. I want to see more speed. More speed. I know some people took that IPG. Anyone like juices? TSO2, that's one IPG. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the best trade. I'm gonna be honest. The faster it goes, the bigger the candles, the better for the narrative that I'm looking for, which is these highs being engineered liquidity. Yeah, I like it. Now, assuming we take this low, we now have to wait for a breaker. So there's a lot that needs to happen, but at least we avoided all this, right? Not trading is more important. Finn, what the? Finn always be saying some weird stuff. I'd want to see this stay open. It does not stay open. We trade back to the OB. You can copy if you want. I personally don't care. Just don't complain about it. You don't have to tell me that we won. You don't have to tell me that you lost. Just do what you think is best for you. We did trade back into the 15. All right, the final stretch would be this. Because now that we put in this up close candle, that means we can get a breaker. $10:30 is the next hour of regular trading hours session. But we just respected the 1 minute FEG. There are a lot more important things than the 1 minute FEG. For me. This is so slow, man. This is looking like platinum. No, you're good, bro. Don't. It's good. I personally really like it when people make comments that like the comments like that. Like I get what you're saying. I don't know which 1 minute for value gap you're talking about, by the way. I don't know. I'm assuming you mean something here, maybe. I don't know which one. But you're right. We did respect that. But there are more important things than that 1 minute fair value gap, right? It's all about narrative. The 1 minute fair value gap means nothing. More importantly, is this low. I just know you lost today, boy. What is this, bro? Freaking. You see, just the only reason I'm ignoring YouTube chat is because Finn be saying some weird shit. A lie, Amen? Yeah, I use NDog. I have it marked out here. You gonna buy once it hits? No, then we have to wait for my model. This is all just waiting for something like this, man. And it may not even form. That's trading, man. How do you use RTH org? Oh no, I just deleted it. How do I use RTH org? It's a big fair value gap. This is like a big fair value gap, pretty much. This is NQ, yeah. I left and came back. How did you not make 10R? I'm lacking today. I was doing weird, guy. It's not weird, but talking about it in YouTube while everyone's trading is weird. You count wicks as a breaker structure? Do you need full body? I would need a full body. I don't even look at the wicks. It has to be a higher body. Okay, we took out the low. Great. It's 10:30. We took out the low. This isn't going to be A+. In fact, I may open up an eval. I'd want to see a breaker now. I'd want to see a breaker form. That'd be closure above here. The best thing that can happen, we'll just wait and see. We'll just see what happens. There's a lot of ways this could potentially go. It could also may not move high. It also may not move higher at all. But I'll show you guys why we were waiting for 10:30. Okay? This is what just happened. We just took out this low. So basically, I'm potentially anticipating we take out that low and then potentially run towards the high. I guess it kind of seems like a CRT situation, but there's obviously a lot more narrative than just that. We took out low, look for high. Hourly immediate rebalance. Now we wait and see. I like how it dived here. That's good. That means people might be trapped in short here. So if we do get this, if we do get this, the way that this leg formed is better for us. We may not get that though. I could just be wrong and it could just keep going lower and then it's no trade day and we come back tomorrow. FOMC. I'm excited to trade FOMC, to be honest. I personally don't want to see org 50. I want to see it fail to get to org 50. because that's the low of the fair value gap here. We also already got the hourly immediate rebalance. So me personally, I don't want to see it go really any lower. But we'll just have to wait and see. Two-minute inversion. So a good thing is if we get the CISD, we also get the 2-minute inversion. I want to see speed. And then if we do take a trade, it'll look something like this. And we just might be able to squeeze out a potential 2R trade. Potential. Really, we may just want to look for like less. 1R, if I'm being honest. Maybe we can squeeze it out. This shit wouldn't even pass the eval, bro. Because 30 times 2, 60. It can almost pass the eval. It can almost pass the eval. One-hour chart. This candle opened here, came all the way back down, touched that high, instead of putting in the fair value gap. I want to see a bullish fair value gap. That's good. We're inside that 2-minute. So still no trade because we need to see the CISD. I need to see the order block form or the breaker. It hasn't formed yet. And it would form all the way up here. I don't have to wait for the macro. This is a 1030 PO3 in play. But you can wait for the macro. I just realized I don't even know which one of these is a funded or an eval, bro. How am I supposed to know? They're all called the same. What is this? It's lame. I don't know which one's a funded and which one's an eval. Because they're all the same. Are you serious, bro? Waiting for the breaker. Futures. The funded. This one's an eval. This one's an eval. Anyways, okay, we're good. Still no CISD, but we did invert on the 2-minute time frame. So if we get a lower move and then sensitivity, I would take that. I would take that. Something along the lines of that. We wouldn't aim for all that though, unless we really got bullish. Just wait and see. Could always take a protraction model too. This fair value gap. Yeah. So we get an OB here, I'll take that. It would look something like this. It doesn't look like we're gonna get the OB. But if price now comes close above here, we can enter there. That would be a good. We'd have to really wick, but that would be a good trade idea. Or if we get a resweep, we just wait for the next CISD. It was very important that we didn't get the CISD here. It prevented us from that loss. We are getting an SMT. 1050 is approaching. I like how we're getting big candles now when we're forming fair value gaps. CISD's closer above the body. Yeah, it has to close above the series of the. It would have to close above here. Yeah, you can short to opening range low. It wasn't a bad trade. I like this. If we can expand higher from here, that's really good in my opinion. Yeah, this inversion plus the CISD here would be really strong. We touch 830. It'd be a really strong setup. And going into 1050 macro, I'll definitely be ready if it forms. It may not form. We could just keep going lower, and that's fine. Be pretty lame, but it is what it is. What is the CISD? CISD is a closure above the series of down closed candles that enters a level that you anticipate to be respected. No trades yet. Potentially one here. It looks something like this. The longer it spends down here, though, the less likely you could put the stop at the breaker that would form there. It's not ideal. Did we touch the lower 4 hour? No. That's probably it, to be honest. I don't. We'll see. We'll give it a couple minutes, but if it doesn't form soon, it probably doesn't form. And then no trade day. But if it does form, I wouldn't hesitate. The lower this goes, I can always put stop at the breaker, so it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You took the 2 minute, yeah. I personally always wait for the CISD when it comes to a reversal. Because body closure is really important for me. Dumb fest? Wouldn't call this a dumb fest. We could go all the way here. It's possible. Org 50's right there. Yeah, it could go down to the hourly. It's possible. Yeah, it's bottom of the 15. We're on like a now or never kind of stage. Just take 10 shorts. 10 shots, something like. I do have a video on CISD. It's on my YouTube channel. I need to see closure above here, though. That's the issue right now. It has to come all the way back up here. So we have to wait. What is org 50? 50% of the opening range gap. That's what org 50 is. So huge imbalance in here. We would want to see that act as an inversion. 15-minute slightly stays open. We're at 10:45. Ideally, we don't take out this low. But if we get something like this, I would probably... No, that's kind of hard to take, if I'm being honest. Just have to wait and see. You're waiting for a tap in the imbalance and inversion to a bear? No. Waiting for a potential long. That's org 50. Sell size in play. If it presents bearish, it already did present bearish right here. I'm not taking it. 2-minute fair value gap, 1-minute OB. Like I said, if this wants to go lower, and it might. It's not something I'm looking to trade, though, personally. So this sell side, like a last line for me. Like, we take sell side. If we don't get a strong 1050 macro reversal from there, that's probably it. Potentially forming a setup here, but maybe not. Not really about bias. It's more about just what am I waiting for? What I'm waiting for is a potential CISD long. Could argue that's an order block. The bottom of the 15. I would try this 1050 macro. Try this. All right. We're going to try something like this. We do get the OB. I'll do some math here. Hold up. Get a full breaker in here. That would be good. 1050 macro. We didn't take the sell side here. We definitely could roll over. If we start trading real deep into here, I would just close the trade early, right? Not a big deal. I'm watching how this is going to trade. Go to stop at 613. I like that we got above org 0.25. This could potentially be a breakaway. Probably not anymore. I'm going to watch the body in here, and it'll tell me if I want to close the trade early or not. Watching the body. Touches the OB. If we get a higher high here, I add 2. Actually, I add 1. We move the stop here. We'd have to break above this. But that would form the breaker. So if we can get above this high and opening range gap, that's when I move the stop, add a contract, and then look for these little highs right there. And I'm paying attention to the bodies of the candles. Oh. 1050 macro, hoping to see that deliver a move. Oh. There's an SMT right here. I want to see that break. Nothing negative about the trade yet, so no reason to terminate. We start laying a body in the lower quadrant. That might be a termination. I want to see an attempt to get above this high. Not that much speed when we should be seeing it. We are breaking that SMT, it looks like. This is where I'll move the stop here. I'm not gonna add into this trade. If we got speed, I would have added. No speed, no add. Simply. But we still haven't broken above the high, but I don't want to risk anymore on this trade. So half risk now. I may terminate this. ES is printing really lower. Might lay a stop here on the body for break-even purposes and just let the trade go. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, we're gonna leave that there, and I'm not gonna touch it. Whatever happens, happens now. So stop goes to the body low here. It could definitely trade into it and then stop us. I don't care. It was already a risky trade. ES doesn't look bullish anymore. That's why I think this is weak. It's really slow. You could definitely get up there. I'm not willing to risk anymore. Let's hold this at break even. And it's not a bad break even. I mean, it's OB body low. It's not bad. So my thoughts right about to make back my $5. Nice, bro. Yeah, that's priority right there. Priority straight, man. That's what I like to hear. Get your priority straight. Why choose not to enter on the CISD? Why not wait for a retrace? We didn't have to retrace. That's why. We could have left this open. And because there's enough risk to reward for my objective, I don't need to wait for a retrace. It's not really my style to wait for a retrace. If it's your style, you can wait. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with waiting for a retrace, man. Yeah, I'm looking for a 2R move. But we may just take out 1R. We'll see. I think this is going to fail, though. Look at ES. There's an S&T here now. So unless we really start to move higher, I think it's probably dead. Um, there you go. We're out break even. Nope, not a bad trade. Could it go higher? Yeah. Look at this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes of like pretty much nothing. When we would really be expecting a full breaker in here. So in my opinion, it's a pretty good break even. Could it go higher? Yeah. Is it something worth risking towards? No. So We'll take it break even. In fact, I'm still break even on my this account here because my entry is a little bit better, but I think we're about to get hit. We'll just wait for that. Never seen you win a trade. We're on a 4-win streak on live stream. If you include this one to not affect, this is a break even. So I drink like 6-7 bottles of a piss day. I like the setup though. This is probably the best thing that formed all day. We'll stay here for a bit, see if it plays out. It could. It very well could. If you leave comments like I've never seen you win in a profitable trade, you're hella unprofitable. Probably, bro. But who cares? Interesting day, good break even. Yeah, I think it was a good break even. Possible we just got wicked out. We'll see. It's just a tape read for me from now on. This inversion fair value gap could deliver higher prices if it forms. Obviously, it hasn't formed yet. Break even way too quick. I disagree. Put all the engineer liquidity above. Yeah, I agree with you. That's why we took the trade. But then if I'm going to enter in a 1050 macro and it's going to spend the first 10 minutes going sideways, that's not really a trade I want to be in. Yeah. Simply, it's as simple as that. Could it deliver higher? Yeah. It's possible. But it's about risk. Yeah, I'd rather have my risk for tomorrow when tomorrow's going to be a lot cleaner, hopefully. Yep, we got the inversion. This could definitely deliver. It wouldn't be a protraction, I don't think, but you could argue it's a protraction because the SMT here. It very well could deliver. Watch me tag buy side. I believe in you, bro. Tag that buy side. Tag it. Yep, that's where my stop was originally. Then as ES started breaking aggressively lower, I wanted to remove my risk on the trade. I was aiming for here originally. These smooth highs. Anywhere in that range. These equal highs. I like that. You can partial above here and hope. Why I'm acting. I noticed the day after FOMC is a banger day. No, I haven't noticed that personally. But I wouldn't be surprised if you found that. So we'll stay here for a bit just so I can start potentially watching reversal. Got the strong candle in there. I would just close if I was in this trade still. We don't need that inversion. guess we can mark that out. OB in there. So just for the annotations here, we take out those highs. It's kind of sloppy. Not really much annotations I can make. We'll just leave it like this for now. Just AM contraction. It's not like much happened. We see the bearish for value gap in here. See if that does anything. Let me make this blue. Because it could inverse, obviously. Yep, starting to make annotations. We do get the inversion in there. There was this fair value gap that we never actually inversed. Oh, actually we did. Kind of floppy. This just looks kind of sideways to me. Not much really going on. My eyes would still be here, but in longs, good luck, bro. I wish to everyone in chat to have Gatie's risk management. Uh, yeah. I mean, that definitely helps me. I ain't trading this shit, bro. It's fine, bro. No one's gonna make you. No one's gonna make you trade it, bro. You don't have to trade it. How's the session? Took one break-even trade, Ben. Now we're just tape reading the long, see if it plays or not. Pretty patient today. Can't complain. Don't make me trade it. I'm not gonna make you trade it, bro. Don't worry. I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to you, brother. You got gold. You got to win on gold. Nice, bro. Yeah, honestly, that was probably the better play because this was like untradeable. Well, I wouldn't say untradeable. I really like this setup in here, but it's definitely been sloppy. 930 open, holding hard. It's opening range gap. But yeah, 930 open. Hmm. Straight to the buy side. Very possible. 930 open, yeah. Opening range gap right here. Think gold will hit 4,000? That's really hard to say, my brother. Sorry, don't leave me. Very choppy. I think it's a no trade day for me. It's looking like it, brother. Well, I took a trade break even already, but this could set the stage for. If this fails, this could set the stage for this low. Can you not see into the future? What kind of trader are you? The way I'm looking at this probably runs out to that low. You stream on YouTube as well? Yeah, I stream on YouTube. I'd recommend you watch on YouTube because you can see both screens then. You're in buys? Good luck, brother. Wish you the best of luck, my man. Yeah, I think this sells off here. This PA is probably worst PA since April. I didn't mind April. I liked April. It was really volatile. It was hard because Trump, but it was volatile. Could not complain about April personally. October has been hard. October has indeed been hard. I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm just setting up my journal here. We get the inversion. It's taking really long. I was hoping it just kind of goes one direction so that I can finish my journal. Let's just mark this. Keep it real simple. If that sets the stage for lower prices, or if it sets the stage for higher prices, although I wouldn't really assume higher prices, but can you show me how to place a trade on TradingView and calculate contracts? I don't really want to, man. I'll be honest. How do you place a trade on TradingView? You connect to your broker, and I just use the buy and sell buttons at the top left. If you come to YouTube stream, you'll see it in the top left. I just use the buy and sell buttons. That's it. This could act as a bearish order block. Not even gonna mark it. The reason I'm staying here is because I have to finish my journal. So I want to see what happens. Let me take you out shopping, Gaddy. On me, you deserve it. Where are we going, bro? Where are we shopping? We inverse a volume imbalance. Trade back into it right there. Short? You could short this. I don't know what you'd really aim for, though. And it's really, really choppy. So 1051 low candle and go up. 1051. This one right here? Maybe. You garden? No. We took one trade break even on the day. No way y'all are finding entries. Why did you got out? It was not looking good. It was not looking like a winner. And I don't want to risk on trades that do not give me positive feedback. It's not worth the risk anymore. When I first took the trade, it was worth the risk. Then I saw this, and I saw ES go down. I didn't see the speed. I didn't see any volume. I didn't see any fair value gaps. I didn't see any strong body. So all these things telling me, this trade does not look as good as when I first took it. If the trade doesn't look as good as when I first took it, well, then I shouldn't risk the same amount on the trade, right? I had a decent stop loss in the low of the OB here. And that's it. Could it play out? Yeah, it could. Am I going to say I missed it? Hell no. Look at this shit, man. The hell? This could play out in an hour for all I know. 2 hours. Maybe it'll play out PM session. I don't know when this is going to play. Could be never. You're still in? I hope for you guys it plays out, man. I hope for you guys it plays out. Let me take you to the LV store. What I want, bro, is I want the CPI method to work for me once. That's what I want. Just once. Doesn't have to be a reoccurring thing every CPI, just once. One time. I am Arabic, yeah. I am Arabic. We close above 50% of the city. Doesn't mean we're bullish, but it's a good sign. I heard CPI. Oh, man. You guys, I might not sit here and watch this because, well, if I don't want to spend the next 30 minutes and then nothing even happens, what would I want to see? It's really hard to say. If we make a lower low here, I'm expecting this. If we make a higher high, I'm expecting this and maybe that. That's it. That's all I can say. There's not much. We can tape read a potential protraction model short right here. Or protraction model long. You don't see longs? I don't see anything. I see 50-50. I have the highs marked out here. That's what I prefer, but this is not looking like it wants to run above those highs. You know? Tell me that your love is gone. Yeah, like I have no idea what's gonna happen here. Like the way I see it, if it's gonna go up, it probably wants to see another leg lower. Because there's no way that if it's gonna run these highs, we're letting these people get away with it with those stops at the lows. That is too damn easy for them, bro. It's too damn easy. This would be your protraction model short if it forms an inversion. ES is moving lower. What do you think about people who don't like ICT himself? I mean, ICT is really sus, bro. Can't lie. He's suspicious. I don't think anyone can say differently. Not saying you shouldn't like him. I think we should all like him, considering we pretty much all use his concepts. How can you not like the guy? He literally taught us how to read price. Why is he suspicious? Because he says a lot of contradictory things. For one, he contradicts himself a lot. Two, all the Robbins cups. Three, he faked a $2 million payout from his live account, and then he said he faked it on purpose after he got caught. He's suspicious, bro. Four, he admitted that he makes more money off his he's made more money from mentorships than trading. And for someone who, you would anticipate to be a really good trader, has made more money from mentorships than trading. He admitted that. This is all stuff that's like true. This is not like, it's not argumentative. PGR, no, we're talking about ICT. It's sus. I'm not saying you should hate it. I never knew he faked the payout. He basically posted on Twitter that he had a $2 million account withdrawal on Forex, but that he photoshopped, like he got caught for photoshopping the minus sign. Where on that broker, if you take a payout with them, there's no minus sign. And then once he got caught, he was like, "Oh, like I faked it on purpose to see, like I was just joking with you guys," which is possible, right? But it's sus. I'm not saying any of this is like true right now. I'm saying it's sus. You know, that's suspicious. No one can see that and be like, well, "What the fuck's going on? Like, why would he do that?" Yeah, that's so sus. Does ICT have an OnlyFriend? You think he did it on? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know either. You heard Larry does not know ICT? Yeah, you wouldn't expect that. I don't think. It's not like I don't think they were in person together. But we're talking about ICT. Doesn't that put attention on trading? No, I have over 7,000 backtested trades. You think I care whether or not he put a subtraction sign on his payout? I care less. Would you trade MNQ or NQ if it's your first eval? I always trade MNQ. Who got exposed? I see. No one got exposed. We're just talking about. Someone asked me, why do people hate ICT? And I said, because he's suspicious. No, I don't think it's weird that he made more money. But the way he talks about what he knows, he makes it he presents himself as if he can make any amount of money whenever he wants. That's how he talks, right? He talks like he can make any amount of money at any time. And if he's talking like that, well, it's kind of weird that he made more money from mentorships than trading. You know? But again, who can really hate? We're literally all using his teachings. We can all read price because of him. So he's a salesman. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Who did? ICT. You ever think about all this being not real and concepts do not exist, just pure luck? I used to think about that. Then I backtested 7,000 trades. And the way I see it is more like it doesn't matter. Looking, it doesn't matter how you want to view it. At the end of the day, you need a system in place to help you identify what's happening. Like you have to be able to read it. It can't just be, oh, market's going up, so it can go up more. You know, like that's not good enough. You need the market took out this low, and it could potentially run to this high, and if it does so, it should respect this level, and it should disrespect this level. Like it's specific, rather than just like, oh, we have a freaking bear flag and we break up, so we go up. Like what exactly? Like they're not specific concepts, you know. ICT like gives you a language where like you can actually read what's going on, you know. At least you're kind of having some logical sense of like what's going on, you know. Whether there's an algorithm that actually uses these levels doesn't really matter to me. ES is like taking out low of day here, man. SMT work in the right narrative. Why am I still live, bro? I have a video for scaling in and out of trades. It's my most recent YouTube video, I think, or my second most recent. I agree. I also like the ICT language to describe the markets. Yeah. The toxicity from TikTok stream gone? Yeah, it's because they know I'm not trading. They just left. Probably went on to the next trader. Get off before I touch you. I really want to see what's going to happen, but it's just taking too long. Average longs at 2. It's nice, bro. Yeah, I'm going to touch you again. Keep talking. What? Say what? What? Say what? What? Say what? What? Say what? What? I'm bored as fuck, bro. I want to finish my journal. I want to like close the charts and get off for the day. I don't want to close them and then open them and then journal again. I'm break even today. So scared, bro. Started singing. I'm just waiting for the next Drake candle. I entered earlier in the kill zone, but market is taking forever, man. Might just hold till afternoon. It's possible. You could hold through it. Hold through it. Consolidation, manipulation. Genuinely. We had accumulation, manipulation, accumulation. You're down 40% on NVIDIA? On NVD. Wait, what? How? You hold throughout lunch hour? You can, but I would not hold this. Take care, Carlos. What's the stock market looking like? I haven't checked. Nothing really jumps my eye. Good thing we closed out of hymns. 41. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how you're down. Literally all time highs, pretty much. I don't know. 11:30. If a move was gonna happen, I would expect it to happen now. Yo, Finn, do you watch any sports, Finn? Do you watch any sports? I gotta know. Any inquiries on this conversation? The Drake League? You watch basketball? What team do you like, Brad? What team do you like, Finn? What's your favorite NBA team? You gonna trade? No, we're just watching. Tentative date. Yeah. I think I'm Utah Jazz. Someone ban this guy from chat, bro. There are some teams in the NBA that like I don't want to talk about them, and that includes the Jazz, the Sacramento Kings, the Hornets, the Wizards, Brooklyn Nets. We want to talk about them. Celtics. You like the Celtics, Vin? Drop some sauce outside the chart that can help us to get better at life in general. Ooh, I like that. Let me ask you guys all a question. How about this? How about this? I have a question for those people who have never read a book. I have a question for you guys. A trading book. This isn't really about, it's kind of like related to trading. This is like a simple question I want to ask you guys. Do you guys think that you can be a really good trader if you do not read? Keeping in mind that all the best traders in the world, literally probably 100% of them, have read books about trading. Because the way I see it is it's not possible. Like, I think it's a must. Like, it's not like, oh, it's going to help you. If you don't even have the patience or the discipline to sit there and read a book, maybe it doesn't help you. Maybe it doesn't help. I don't know if it's actually going to help you. But why would you not do it anyways? Because it might help you. You know? No, we're not talking about like ICT. We're talking about like psychology books. Bro read 5 pages yesterday. I actually didn't read yesterday, but I will read today. Like that's the way I see it, you know? Like is it really something you can avoid or are you just delaying the inevitable, you know? You say you want to be an amazing trader, but you think you can do it without reading? I highly doubt so. You know? For psychology, my favorite book currently is Trading in the Zone. Right now I'm reading I also read Market Wizards and right now I'm reading um The Best Loser Wins and it seems to be really good. There's a 6-hour audiobook on YouTube called The Best Loser Wins. That's what I'm reading right now. I really like it. My favorite team. Okay, my favorite team is different than the team I'm rooting for. You want to know my favorite team, or do you want to know the team that I'm rooting for? Actually, I don't even know who I'm rooting for anymore. But yo, Finn, you know what you would really like, bro? You would enjoy this. You would enjoy this so much. On Netflix, on Netflix, watch the documentary like the basketball one, you know? The documentary on Netflix, the basketball one. It's like All Stars or Starting Five. Watch Starting Five. That shit is goated. You watched it? That shit is good. That shit is really good. My favorite basketball player right now. Nah, it's hard to say. You know who I'm really rooting for? Like, okay, deep down, who do I really want to win? It's so hard to say. Philadelphia, bro. I'm like kind of rooting for VJ Edgecombe. But at the same time, I really want James Harden to win at least one. I really want LeBron to win one more too. So like Lakers, I really want Giannis to win too. Like I love Giannis. Lakers are up there. These are not teams I like. They're teams I want to see win. They're teams I want to see win. The Lakers, I want to see them win. I really want to see James Harden win. Because these guys are like, they're getting old, bro. It's like they don't have that much time left. Harden's got to win now or never. Giannis has so much heart. Yeah, like Giannis. Listen, Giannis, I wouldn't mind Shea winning again. Harden or LeBron. I want one of those four to win. Who do I think is going to win? It's probably going to be Denver, in my opinion, this year. Nobody's stopping Wemby. Nobody's stopping Wemby, but it's not enough to win a championship, I don't think. Like, yeah, we don't you don't have to stop Wemby. You just gotta make it a little bit harder on him. Nobody can stop Jokic. I do know Trailer Park Boys. Right being 7-7 moving. Oh, he's crazy. He's fucking cheat code. He's a cheat code. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna pretend that he is. But I don't think they have what it takes to win a championship. Also, bro, you know there is one guy who can stop him. There's one guy who can stop Wemby. Crazy take, crazy take. But Lou Dort can guard anybody, bro. Lou Dort can guard anybody. LeBron. Le, wait, what's Krypton? LeBron time. Oh man. Bronium is freaking hilarious, bro. Someone said Batman. We got an SMT. Oh no, we didn't. We took the whole low. Alright, I suppose we can work on the journal here. Call it a day. Or 50 sensitivity. Now I'll put this in here. We can finally end this. It would have been so nice if we touched Endog, but it's fine. But we see the run higher. We take out the buy stops. Whoops. Then we see the run lower. We take out the sell stops. And now we're seeing potentially the real move higher. Um, So that would be here. And this would be your lunch reversal. Lunch reversal idea. Again, I don't know if this is going to play out. I'm not going to sit here and wait for it to play out. I would assume it would, but it's not really tradable, in my opinion. So this is my final chart. This is what I'm going to be putting in the journal. And we'll see what happens. If I was to trade this, protraction model, you guys already know. If we got something like that, again, it's already out of my time window. Pretty good session. Pretty good. We did pretty good today. I'd anticipate this for value out to hold, but like I said, it's not something I'm looking to trade personally. I will annotate that. So one break even trade for me today. Pretty solid day. Nothing else I really want to discuss. Looks like it might just fall back right into the day. Pretty good session. Yeah, very good session. Took one really good trade. I stayed patient all the way to 1050. Probably took the best trade that formed. We got break even because it didn't deliver, but we set ourselves up for a potential run above those highs. Like I said, it didn't play, but that's irrelevant to me. So we full screen this. We did leave equal lows here, so that could definitely be something. I guess I probably can't. I got in generally because I want to see if this fair value gap delivers. So I won't be able to journal this yet, but what I will do is extend this. And I'll just see if that delivers. Leave that in there. We're gonna have to wait for all this price action to do its thing. And then I can journal effectively. Um, cool. Anyways, I appreciate you guys coming through. I will see you guys live tomorrow for FOMC press conference. And it's going to be a volatile time. We're probably going to de-risk and look for high-risk reward setups. Tomorrow's stream is PM session. I don't trade the morning of FOMC ever, especially if it's the press conference, because I'm expecting a really large PM session tomorrow. So that's not something I'm looking to trade in the morning. Afternoon is fair game. I'm looking forward to the afternoon, so I'll see you guys live tomorrow. Looks like this is failing. Actually, I'll leave one more annotation on here, which is the sell side equal lows. Leave it like this. All right, now we're good to go. Because I want to see, it's possible that this is just a retracement, the main objective being this sell side. So leave that open. And this is what the journal is going to look like once it's done. Anyways, appreciate you guys coming through. I'll see you guys live tomorrow. Pretty good trading session. We took one trade today, break even. And I will see you guys live tomorrow for FOMC. Till next time, peace.